I just made money from trading for the first time in my entire life. Brian's disciplined method worked, so I had to follow my own rules regardless. Listen to what she's saying. That's discipline. That's why she's gonna make money over 10 years. We have rules, we have discipline, and they're not comfortable. Sometimes they're not nice. Sometimes they're not fun, because I don't think trading should be fun. If you wanna have fun, go watch Netflix. Go to the pub. I don't judge a trade by how much money I made. I judge a trade whether I followed my rules. You could listen to another 100 podcasts, you could watch another 100 videos on YouTube, or you could pull the trigger and get in the arena and make it happen. All right, and that's the difference between the people that are winners and the people that are gonna lose in this space. I think for the next 20 years, we're gonna see the crypto market massively disrupt everything we understand to be our current lives. I understand banking and financial transactions unlike most people in the world. Almost every hour of your day, you experience a financial transaction, even if you don't know it. And right now that's being controlled, sometimes being altered by your financial institutions who don't have your interests in mind, but use you as a profit engine. That's all they see you as, something to generate profits. And when crypto finally gives you ownership of that, finally gives you the transparency, finally gives you the relationship with your money that you deserve in a peer-to-peer way that we're seeing, it's gonna change everything. Decentralized finance is already revolutionizing the world of finance. You just don't know it yet.
What happens to the world economy when you bring 6 billion new people online? What happens to poverty across the world when you can extend financial services, opportunity, credit, liquidity?
The greatest dislocation of wealth in human history. What are you gonna do? What's the choice that you're going to make? Welcome to DeFi Live. My name is Brian Rose. I'm the founder and host of London Real, and this is our brand new program dedicated to everything known as DeFi, which stands for decentralized finance. It's a $9 trillion marketplace just waiting to be disrupted. Here, I'm gonna teach you how to profit from DeFi and crypto assets in what I'm calling the greatest dislocation of wealth in human history. I couldn't be more excited to be part of this crypto boom. We're here at the right time, and so are you if you're watching this video. But if you're not invested in this space, and if you're not trading it in the right way, you're gonna get taken to the cleaners and you're gonna miss out on what I think is probably the greatest opportunity in human history to get involved in something that's growing at an exponential rate we've just never seen. The more people I interview on London Real, the more students I teach inside the London Real Academy, the more crypto I buy for myself, I keep thinking this is gonna be even 100 times bigger than I think it's gonna be. Most people in this space already know this. And again, my view is just getting more and more bullish over time, but you've got to know how to trade the highs and the lows, and that's what I want to talk about today. So specifically, I got a question for you. Is Bitcoin going to 700,000? And one of my guests who's going to be on next week, Dan Moorhead of Pantera Capital, who runs billions of dollars of funds, he believes that actually it ultimately could go to 700,000. But I want to tell all of you crypto traders out here right now, it's time to stop popping bottles and to stay focused, because I know Bitcoin's going through 46,000 and a lot of you are thinking about buying the new Lambo, but this is not the way to stay disciplined in a bull market. And inside my DeFi Academy, inside my Market Wizards group, inside my Kings of DeFi trading peer group, we are taking profits right now because we know that every trade you enter needs to be a profitable trade. And while you hodlers are out there waiting for this thing to go to 100,000, you're gonna miss the ups and downs of the crypto market, which means you're gonna miss the opportunities to make 10 times more on your money than you would as a hodler, which I don't think is a strategy at all. So today, I wanna be talking about the latest rally. Again, we've seen Ethereum blast through 3,200. And just as a point of reference, pay attention to what I'm saying now. Ethereum on January 1st of this year, okay, that's just over 8 months ago, was at $730. Now it's at $32. $200. Okay, so just as a point of contingency, Bitcoin's over 46,000. We're getting back closer to our May highs. And again, a lot of people are out there partying. That's the wrong idea. You're going to regret the decisions you make in a bull market. You're going to regret the decisions you make when your crypto's riding high. And it's just like those other times in your life when you regretted the decisions you made, when you were happy, when you were excited, and you were emotional. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like that 20th tequila shot. Okay, I've been there back in my college days. That 20th tequila shot seems like a good idea. Next morning, you realize it's not the good idea. What about that tattoo you got? Maybe when you were a teenager. Seemed like a really good idea at the time, right? You were feeling great. Yeah, that tattoo represents who I am as a person. A couple days later, you're thinking, what was I thinking? What about that time you got married in Vegas that you never told someone about, right? Seemed like a great idea at the time, but now you're like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? Well, guess what? A lot of you right now are making similar decisions trading crypto, and you just don't know it because you're riding high, you're buying more, you're not taking your profits, you're selling all your other assets, getting in crypto. This is not disciplined trading. And this is one of the hardest times to stay disciplined as a trader. The other hard time is when the market's crashing. And my students, I'm telling them to put their stop losses in. They're selling sometimes at losses, but that's to protect the downside. But again, right now when emotions are high, this is just as hard. And a lot of people don't understand that about trading, which is why I'm so glad to be broadcasting to you in a rally. Trust me, we're going to see a lot more rallies in the crypto space over the next 30 years, and we're going to see a lot more crashes as well. You need to understand how to handle both of them if you want to be a long-term trader that can post double-digit percentage rate growth over a 20, 30-year history. I'm not talking about someone who can double their money one day and lose it all the next. That's not a trader. That's a crypto idiot. And I don't want those people. I want people that are disciplined, and I want to talk about that today. So again, if you're here and you've been trading crypto, great. If you're new to crypto and you don't have any positions, well, I got to ask you one question. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? It's time to get invested now in the crypto and DeFi markets, but it's time to do so intelligently. This market isn't going anywhere. This market will be bigger than internet adoption in the 90s and 2000s, and I was there for that market. I was the CFO of a .com startup in New York City from 1999 to 01. I saw it all happen in front of my eyes. This will be bigger, but you've got to be in, and you've got to do this intelligently, or you're going to take a bath and you're going to get stopped out. Again, I believe that DeFi represents the greatest dislocation of wealth in human history. This is an incredible opportunity. It's also a chance to give financial freedom back to the over 2 billion people in the world that we call unbanked. These are people in various continents like Africa and Asia and South America, even people in other continents like North America and Europe that don't have access to basic financial services. I'm talking about lending, I'm talking about borrowing, I'm talking about just access to the markets. We can change that with DeFi, and inside my academy, we are building the infrastructure, but you've got to understand it first, and you've got to trade it. So today, I want to teach you 3 things. Please pay attention. The first is I want to talk about how high can Bitcoin go? How high can Ethereum go? I'm going to go to the experts and talk about where these cryptos are going. Is Bitcoin going to 700,000? Is Ethereum going to 50,000? We'll talk about that today. Second, I want to talk about how to manage your emotions in the good times, right? When it's party time and the tequila's flowing and the Lambos are doing donuts in the parking lot and you're thinking it's never going to end, guess what? It always ends. And I just want you to be positioned correctly and not get married in Vegas. So we'll talk about that. And thirdly, I want to talk about how to take gains during the crypto rally. I want to talk about how we can disciplinedly trade in and out of these positions, and why hodling is a horrible strategy that's going to make you poor. I know that's very controversial, but that's okay. Again, I want to talk today about this amazing rally. It's great to see crypto up. Honestly, it's up a little high to make me comfortable. We've seen some massive gains. And again, I love a great asset class. Of course, I own crypto. Of course, I've dedicated our life here for the next 10 years to DeFi. But when it rises this much, I get a little nervous because I think people are going to make some poor decisions. 95% of crypto day traders, you know who I'm talking about, it's probably you, lose money. 95% of crypto day traders lose money because they don't understand what I'm about to teach you today. I know this because many of them have joined my academy, and I've really had to set them straight with trading disciplines that they don't like following because they don't give them the same emotional rush that they get when they're trading out there and losing money every single day. So again, I want to teach you everything I've learned. Inside my DeFi Academy, I teach these things to people all over the world, and all of my students are making money in the last few weeks, a lot of money, and they're also locking in gains and doing all sorts of really interesting things like trading options, jumping into liquidity pools, doing yield farming, all the things that we teach inside the academy. And I'm super excited. I bring 15 years of the financial markets to this. And a lot of you forget, sometimes I forget, I tried to forget, to be honest, over the last 10 years of London Real, that I used to be a banker. My first job out of college, I graduated MIT in 1993. I put all my stuff in a white van. I drove from Boston to New York City, which was crazy, driving a van into Manhattan in 1993. And I started working for Bankers Trust. I took my Series 7 exam, my Series 63 exam to get cleared with the SEC, and I started trading. I worked for Bankers Trust. I worked for the First National Bank of Chicago. In London, I traded credit derivatives and credit swaps. Was big into that business. I traded for ICAP PLC, one of the biggest interdealer brokers in the world. My clients were Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, all of the top banks in the world. I know these markets. I've sat next to some of the greatest traders in the world. I've seen pit traders in Chicago trade commodities and bond futures. And now I'm tapping into all this knowledge that I've been sitting on for the past 10 years at London Real and not really using. And I'm teaching it to my students, and I'm using it to trade myself. And so that's what's going on here. Our new DeFi Academy is a way for me to give back to the people and create this DeFi infrastructure. I couldn't be more excited. If I'm honest with you, I can't sleep very well at night because I keep seeing the future of DeFi. I've got incredible students in my classes and now graduated that are inside my wizards and my kings of DeFi that are trading and making money. I'm talking people like Pascale down in New Zealand right now, who I'm going to bring on the show, who I met 6 weeks ago because she joined my academy. She's out there trading options on Ethereum and doing extremely well. I've got people in 30 some countries around the world, and they're all inside our transparent peer trading group, and it's absolutely amazing. So I'm super excited. I'm going to try to give you as much free knowledge as I can today. And again, if you get one lesson from today, just try to stop trading emotionally, because it's always going to lead to losses over time. As Gordon Gekko said in the movie Wall Street, never get emotional about stock. It clouds your judgment. And the same is true for crypto. And yet, unfortunately, most crypto traders like you are newbies, right? You started trading crypto in the last 6 months, 18 months. You have no idea what you're doing. You've never traded anything before, like a commodity or a stock. You don't understand what's going on. You're going to get taken to the cleaners. You're going to lose your shirt, and it's going to end in tears. Whereas if you had the trading discipline, the mentorship, the peer group, you could literally create a fortune and create generational wealth for you and your family, and help build this beautiful, beautiful DeFi infrastructure that's going to help over 2 billion people in the world, and finally cut out those greedy bankers from their multi-100-year racket they've been running on you and me with their high fees. I've seen it from the inside. Everything they do in banking is about extracting wealth from you without you knowing it. And honestly, it's time we cut out the middleman and start understanding our money ourselves. And that's what we're all about. So again, I want to talk about all of this today. I want to say that it's not just us saying this. Forbes magazine recently said, and I quote, "This will shift the structure of the whole financial system at a macroeconomic level." And you've probably heard me say this before, and I'm going to say it right now. Decentralized finance is already revolutionizing the world. You just don't know it yet. Think about what I said there, all right? Now, I spent the last 18 months fighting for freedom of speech on the front lines. I spent the last 6 months fighting for free and fair elections, running for political office here in London, trying to make this city a better place. And I didn't see what was going on in DeFi. So many people out there still don't see what's going on. It's my job for the next 10 years to make sure people know there's incredible opportunities. This is going to create trillions of dollars in wealth for everyone. It's going to give proper banking services to over 6 billion in the people in the world, and give even a minimal amount of banking services to 2 billion people in the world. And I can't wait. And that's why me and my team are going all in for the next 10 years to educate the world on DeFi, period. whether that means you watch this video or join my academy or become part of my trading peer group or join one of my communities or even tell your friends about this, I feel good, all right? This is my mission. This is my sacred honor. And I look forward to trying to get you over the goal line and push you to invest in these instruments now. Again, really take notice. This is a massive shift in how we exchange value as humans. And it's going to be built on top the internet we already know, which is Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all of these things that are controlled by companies. Crypto and DeFi is peer-to-peer. There's no middlemen involved, which is why it's growing so fast and why it's so exciting. All right, let's talk about the three things I want to talk about today. The first one is the massive crypto rally. And you've seen the headlines. You can see this one on screen right here. I'll read it out. Fortune magazine. The crypto rally rages on as bulls push Bitcoin above $46,000. And by the way, if you're new to this space, there's bulls and there's bears, okay? This is Wall Street talk. And when I joined Wall Street in the 90s, I didn't know what the hell they were talking about either. So if you're new to us, that's okay. If you're bullish on something, it means you believe the market will go up. You probably own assets. If you're bearish on something, it means you think the market's going to go down and hopefully you're short those assets or you are selling those assets. So just a little terminology here. If you're bullish, which the market is right now, we've seen cryptos rallies. And look, 7-day averages, Bitcoin is up 22%. These markets are insane. Ethereum up 30%, Cardano up 33%. And that's why I love this market. And that's why I also need to teach my students how to trade it, because I've never seen volatility like this in my career. And I've traded a lot of different markets, but the volatility in crypto, it beats everything else, which means it triggers people to make emotional decisions, and we want to talk about it. By the way, all my students in the Market Wizards trading group and the Kings of DeFi, which by the way, you have to graduate my academy to join one of these groups. We don't take people from the outside. They're all making massive gains these past few weeks, but they're also taking profits when a lot of you are out there hodling, and you're going to be in tears in the next few weeks, and I'll explain why. Again, we're seeing Bitcoin and Ethereum come back to some of our highs in May. Ethereum has now more than tripled in price since January. We're seeing all sorts of exciting things happen. You see another headline here that now is talking about Bitcoin maybe going to 100,000, all right? And the media puts these headlines out and it gets everyone crazy. And a lot of you crypto traders read these things and you start making emotional decisions. So again, one of the things I teach in my academy is how you have a good relationship with media. Because in my opinion, media is there for one reason: to get you emotional and to get you to transact. Maybe that's two reasons, right? And honestly, as a trader, that's the last thing you want to do. You don't want to get emotional and you're transacting too much as it is. So my job as a trading mentor is to get you to slow down those transaction frequencies, because guess what? Somebody else makes money when you're trading that often. And we'll get into this later. Where's Bitcoin going to go? I want to share with you some people that are going to talk about that later. But Dan Morehead believes that it could ultimately go to $700,000. And here's a screenshot of a video of Dan. He's the founder of Pantera Capital. And Dan looks at the adoption of the number of people that are joining the network. And he looks at the number of people that currently have a smartphone in the world, which is at 3.5 billion. That's currently. And Dan said that it's surprisingly, the price of Bitcoin has surprisingly tracked the number of people involved in the network. And there's a whole talk about network effect. By the way, we'll have Dan on the show next Wednesday live. And he said it could ultimately go to 700,000. So those are his thoughts. And we've got a lot of other people. I got a video I'm going to play later from Raul Paul that sees this market going up 100x. And this is something to think about. But again, there's ways of trading this and not getting emotional. All right, so which leads to my second point, which is managing your emotions. And this is what I want to talk about today. We all get emotional much more than we actually admit that we do. And when it comes to trading things of value, where you see prices going up and down, it's money in your pocket, there are shiny lights, there are vibrations on your phone. You can check the price day, night, when you're drunk, when you're mad, when you're sad, when you're angry, when you're happy. This is very, very dangerous stuff. And again, it's one thing to manage your emotions in a down market, which is what we've been doing for the past 3 months, right? And I've been talking through my students and talking about stop losses. Now it gets even harder because now it's party time, right? We're on the 10th tequila shot and everything seems like a good idea at the party. We've all been at that party where it's not a good idea to do some of those things, all right? I've been there too. And I wanna make sure you make intelligent decisions to where you don't wake up the next morning with a big hangover, wondering where your watch is, what the tattoo is all about, and what that wedding ring is doing on your finger. So again, it's like the 20th tequila shot, the tattoo you got, and that wedding in Vegas. I want to avoid emotional decision-making, and I want to talk about that in the trading disciplines. I also want to give you a testimonial from one of my students inside Kings of DeFi who is making money for the first time ever in her life trading, and I want to share with you some of the things that she has to talk about. The last thing I want to talk about is how to take gains during the crypto rally. And let me throw up a really quick chart up here that just gives you a rough idea of what I'm talking about here. And again, you can see someone here buying an asset, and you can see someone here selling it too late. And I don't want this to happen to you. And I want to show another really interesting graph. This is the stock price of BlackBerry. It's a very old chart, and it's a technology that doesn't apply to crypto. But look at the cycle of this stock price. And you can see the green point where you should have bought and the TP where you should have taken profits. And look at that cycle go up and down and up and down and up and down. And you can see on that graph 4 opportunities where you could have made money, right? And the reason I show you that graph, and you can come back to me now, is that a hodler would still be sitting there with their position, whereas a trader would have locked in 4 different profit strategies, 4 different profit strategies, because they were using their brain and checking their emotions at the door. And that's why I don't like hodlers, and that's why I like intelligent traders with discipline. And I did a survey the other day inside my Kings of DeFi class, and I got about 14 or 15 amazing people in there that are making money. And I said, raise your hand if you think the best way to make money in the next 10 years is to hodl all your positions and not trade the ups and downs that we're going to see going on for the next 10 years in the crypto space. And keep in mind, 1/3 of these people were brand new to crypto, right? This is in my inner circle trading group. And almost every single student raised their hand and said, you're right, Brian, that makes sense. We need to trade the ups and the downs, even though we all believe long-term this market is going to go up. But why sit there on one little position and hold it forever? Why not make 10x those gains as these prices cycle up and down? And that's what I'm talking about. And it all comes down to a mindset and a philosophy. And I think it was Sun Tzu, the famous general in China, that once said, every battle is won before it's ever fought. Think about that. Think about that. Every battle is won before it's ever fought. So you already know before Bitcoin rallies and goes up 30%, you already know where you're locking in your profits. You already know, yep, I'm taking some profit at 20%. I'm taking a little more profit when it goes up 25%. I'm taking a little more profit when it goes up 40%. It's already locked in. Think about that as opposed to you getting all emotional and crazy and making some decision at 2 a.m. when your phone buzzes. That's not the way we roll inside the DeFi Academy. And again, this is something that seasoned traders have known for a very long time. I want to put up a picture of Marty the Pitbull Schwartz. He's a seasoned trader, and Marty said this. He said, most people think they are playing against the market, but the market doesn't care. You are playing against yourself. Marty went on to say, you have to stop trying to will things to happen in order to prove you're right. Raise your hand if you've done that in the marketplaces before. Come on, I've been guilty of that, right? I'm willing Bitcoin to go up. I knew it was the whole time. I've been telling all my relatives, they think I'm crazy. You have to stop doing against that. And Marty goes on to say, listen only to what the market is telling you. And he finishes off with one of the greatest statements ever. The sole objective of trading is not to prove you're right, but to hear the cash register ring. So important. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make, and I see it on social. Everyone's posting that one trade they got right. Meanwhile, they're down $10,000 on crypto trading over the last 3 years, right? Come on, raise your hand out there if that's one of you. Leave me a comment if that's one of you, be honest. And that's just what happens all the time, which is why inside my trading groups, we have rules. And I'll give you a sneak peek, even though you're not in my Kings of DeFi Academy. This is, for example, one of the many things I give my students. This is my 8-step trading checklist. And you'll see down Step number 4, it says this: once you have profit in a trade, never let it become a loss. Let me repeat that. Once you have profit in a trade, never let it become a loss. And again, out there, if you're watching me, type in yes if you violated this rule before. Raise your hand if you violated this rule before. How many of you had Bitcoin at 40,000 back earlier in the year and went to 65,000 and you watched it, and then you watched it go back down to 30,000, right? You had profit in the trade. You got all excited. You're going to hodl it till you die, and then you had a loss on that trade. Why? You didn't have to. You could have made money on that trade and be making money on this trade right now. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So again, super excited to have everyone here. I'm answering questions live. This is live, and I'll read out your questions. Wherever you are right now, leave me a question. If you never left me a question, leave it to me now. And I just want to say, by the way, everything I'm talking about today is my opinion only. It's educational. It's not financial advice. If you want financial advice, contact a financial advisor. It's that simple. All right, questions for you right now. They're coming right to my iPad. First of all, tell me straight up, give me a number. How much money have you made in the latest crypto rally? Come on, give me a number. Type it in. I'm going to read it out. Just be honest with me. Is it $100, $1,000, 100,000, 10 million? Put it in the thing. Secondly, tell me honestly, are you an emotional trader, and does it hurt your profits? And tell me how. Be honest, please. Third, are you a hodler or are you a winner? That's what I want to know. Do you really think that in a volatile market that is trending upwards, that you can't make 10 times more money trading than hodling? Leave me your comments below. Maybe you got some hardcore hodlers out there. Tell me, I really want to hear from you. Fourth, have you taken profits during this rally? Why or why not? Tell me, be honest. And lastly, answer this question: would you like to learn from me on how to profit from DeFi and crypto asset trading and what I'm calling the greatest dislocation of wealth in human history? So leave those questions below. I'm going to get to those shortly. Before we do, a lot of you sent me DMs, you sent me emails, people stopping me on the streets. Honestly, I got taxi drivers asking me about this. You say, Brian, I seen what you're doing. What's going on with this DeFi Academy? Do you really believe in this? Is this crypto really going to change the future? And the answer is yes, yes, and yes, which is why I created our brand new DeFi Academy. A lot of you have gone to our landing page here and you've applied to be part of our DeFi Academy, and you can see it here. It's at londonreal.tv/DeFi. That's DEFI. You can click probably a link below. And this is a place where you can join me, and I'm going to teach you how to profit from a $9 trillion a year marketplace, the greatest dislocation of wealth in human history. I'm looking for a small group of people, trusted individuals who want to help me build the future infrastructure that's going to tear down the old financial system, that's going to get rid of those greedy bankers, that's going to stop this racket known as the central banking system, and put up something that is for the people, that is of the people, by the people, for the people. I'm talking about giving financial freedom back to the individual and giving your relationship with money back to the individual. You don't need some expert to run your money or to manage your money. You don't need some bank to tell you that you shouldn't buy crypto because it's dangerous. I think this is a fundamental flaw. I think it's a violation of your human right. And we're out there fighting, and we're going to be doing this for the next 10 years. I'm looking for people that want to join me inside my academy. Again, if you go to this page, you can apply to be part of my group. I've got incredible, incredible students from around the world that have gone through my course and are now making money in a disciplined manner inside my trading peer groups that are only available for people that have graduated. Again, there's a limited number of spaces available. We have announced I'm doing my third course, so get your applications in now. This is oversubscribed. I get thousands of applications, and that's because of this. This is a special course. I teach it live. That's 8 hours of live calls with me, personally mentoring you. It's 4 weeks long, 4 modules. And again, it's personal coaching by me. It's exclusive access to my online platform. You get my triple tiered accountability process. I've been doing this for 7 years. I've got dedicated coaches. I got team leaders, and I've got a private group for all of our assignments. So again, it's super exciting. We're running out of time. I'm going to start this new course very, very soon. If you want to be a part of it, click the link, go to londonreal.tv/DeFi, submit your application, sell me on why you should be a part of this group. We are taking this thing to Pluto. We're going all the way. We're going to build incredible, incredible DeFi infrastructure. We're going to create generational wealth with our crypto asset trades. We're already doing it, but we're going to do it in an intelligent manner. And again, we're here for the long term. Crypto day traders, that's not what we're interested in. And again, the response to our first course has been off the charts. It's the best course we've ever taught in the history of London Real. The best reviews. People are so engaged. They're so happy to have a community of people. They're so happy to have access to someone who's actually traded the financial markets. And again, we have transparency. So you're talking to real people all around the world who bring some incredible ideas, new coins. Some of these people run their own dApps and DeFi platforms. We've got people that trade their own DeFi funds, high-level people here. It's an amazing place. And look, if you go on that website and you submit your application, well, you might be one of the people that gets one of these in their email. And this is a screenshot of me accepting you to be part of the DeFi Academy. These are very special. I don't send out many of these. I review all the applications myself personally. But if you get one of these in the mail, click on the link, pay for this thing, and jump in my course. You'll get Module 0 right away. You'll jump into this community. Your life will be changed forever. So super excited. I just want to say, apply now if you want to, londonreal.tv/DeFi. But I want to say this, my academy is not for some people out there. It might not be for you, because the DeFi Academy, I'm not interested in certain types of people, and I'll tell you who I'm not. I'm not interested in people who are crypto day traders. Please go somewhere else. I don't need your energy, and I think you don't understand what we're doing. It's not rich. It's not for people who want to get rich quick. Please, there's other people in the crypto asset space that want to sell you the get rich quick scheme. Please, I'm here for 10 years. Disciplined traders, that's what I'm talking about. Next, if you're into meme coins and you like to go and troll on internet forums, please go somewhere else. I'm talking about people who want to add value and create DeFi infrastructure. That's the people I'm looking for. I'm also not looking for blockchain fanboys, for people that love to talk about the theory of the blockchain and the theory of crypto. No, I'm looking for people who pull the trigger and want to get into the arena and put on trades and learn and get involved. That's what I'm looking for. So again, if you're one of these other people, if you're a day trader or a get-rich-quick person, go somewhere else. Please, I'm too old for this. I don't have the time. I want to build a peer group of people that are going to help me build the infrastructure of the future. Again, I'm going all in on this. I'm looking for people that want to pull the trigger, that want to get involved and help me build the infrastructure of the future. Like I said, we are oversubscribed. We get thousands of applications. I had to turn people away on the last course. So if you're interested, go to londonreal.tv/DeFi. But I am looking for the right people, because some of the people in this course are next level. And they're actually teaching me stuff about the DeFi space. They're introducing me to people I can invest in the future. And they're incredible partners to have globally. Those are the people I'm looking for. So click the link, apply, and join us right now. All right, let's jump in to today's module. I first want to talk about the crypto rally. All right. Now, we saw this headline before. Let's talk about it again. We've seen Fortune magazine say the crypto rally rages on as the bulls push Bitcoin above 46,000. And I'll be honest with you, this rally makes me a little nervous, because I can feel all the crypto day traders out there making poor decisions. And it's just human. It's not like they're bad people, but it's natural and human to get into all of these emotionally charged decisions. And just look at some of the numbers. Bitcoin in 7 days is up 22%. Ethereum's up 30%. Cardano's up 33%. Humans are not born and bred to even understand that concept. Imagine, for the last 100,000 years we've been walking around this planet. Have you ever seen a cow grow 33% bigger in 7 days? No. Have you ever seen the crops that you're farming grow a third bigger in 7 days? Have you ever seen anything in your brain that you could own and quantify grow by 30% in 7 days? You haven't. Let alone an asset that's buzzing on your phone all the time in multiple different colors. You're getting bombarded with people talking about this and telling you how this is the next thing. How could you not get emotional? And that's what's happening out there, and I can feel it. And my students are telling me how emotional they're getting, and my job is to be a bit like a father. My job is to be a bit kind of like that old school mentor that says, okay, guess what? Let's not pop the bottles. Let's not high five each other. Let's not buy the Lambos. Let's make sure we trade intelligently in the good times, because the bad times are coming. It's a matter of time. And let's make sure that we're intelligently positioned. And that becomes really hard when you read the news and you can see that Ethereum has nearly tripled. And you get hit with headlines like this, and these are everywhere. I just pulled this one up today. Again, to the moon, question mark, Bitcoin roars back, fueling $100,000 predictions. The problem with that headline is all your monkey brain sees, your caveman brain, your amygdala, it just sees 100,000 and Bitcoin, and it knows your position, and it makes you want to go sell all of your stuff, sell all of your belongings, and buy more Bitcoin when that might not be the most intelligent decision. And again, I know you're being bombarded with this. That's why you need a community. You need a group of people. You need mentorship that can just calm you down and say, okay, let's talk through this. Again, I think the media is one of our biggest enemies in this space because it has two agendas: to get you emotional and to get you to trade. And both of those things are usually the wrong thing to do. We've seen the headlines. You got Twitter founder and Square founder Jack Dorsey saying this week that Bitcoin will, quote, unite a deeply divided country and, quote, eventually the world. And while I believe that Jack is right, I also worry about people getting emotional about trading this. Other people are saying this could become the single currency of the internet when it talks about Bitcoin. We've seen in the States, AMC Cinemas announcing they're accepting Bitcoin for payment. And again, we see expert after expert predicting the big highs in the price. I'll throw up this screenshot again. We've got Dan Moorhead, who I trust very much in this space, talking about a $700,000 price for Bitcoin. Of course, that's based on adoption with all the people with a mobile phone. The crazy thing about that is that more people will have mobile phones over time, and that could go up even higher. But again, that's some of the tops. We've seen people predicting $500,000 Bitcoin, $2 million Bitcoin. And by the way, Dan Moorhead, CEO and founder of Pantera, which trades billions of dollars and funds of crypto, is going to be on the show next week on Wednesday. Really like Dan. We actually both spent time at Bankers Trust in New York City from 1993 to 1995. So I'm super excited to talk about the old days and what he remembers from those days at Bankers Trust. But he's a guy I respect, a guy that's been in the space since 2013, investing as a fund in Bitcoin and crypto assets. So you have to respect a man like that who's making these calls. And again, this is what people are talking about in the market, but it's also got the danger of making us all a little crazy. And that's why I'm here to try to talk about trading strategies when we're emotional and when everything is charged. And I want to get through this shortly. I want to finish on a video that I recorded last week with Raul Paul. Raul is an ex-centralized banker like me. He was head of European hedge fund sales at Goldman Sachs here in London. That's no joke of a role. He then went on to GLG Partners, one of the biggest hedge funds in the world. And Raul has been talking about the crypto space since 2014. And I had him on the show, and he talked about how big the crypto market can go. And I want to play this video for Raul. We haven't even released this yet. And this is him talking about how the crypto market compares to the equity, the bond, the property market, and how big it can actually get. Here's Raul.
Now, if you look at the size of those markets, equities, bonds, and real estate on a global basis, like global real estate's about $100 trillion. Global equities, global bonds, they're all like the $200 trillion market. And then you got crypto, the fastest adoption technology in all recorded history, which is the internet of money, where all of these things are going to be tokenized and will be part of this. It won't all be Bitcoin. Bitcoin's just one of the expressions of this. So that space is currently about $1.5 trillion today. So for it to meet somewhere around the equity bond market size, that's 100x from here. If it actually absorbs all of those markets, well, that's a 500x. So 100x, you, me, nobody in history, anybody has ever been given a whole asset class, an entire asset class that can go up 100x to $200 trillion.
And again, you can watch the entire interview with myself and Raul on our website. He said this is the biggest rate of adoption of technology in recorded human history. That's not the internet he's talking about. It's not mobile phones. That was about 62% year-on-year growth. Raul's talking about crypto assets. That's around 113% year-on-year growth. This is something big happening. And that's why Raul is saying 100x is very possible. And look, I'm not making predictions, but that means $4.6 million Bitcoin. That means $320,000 Ethereum. Okay? That's the kind of numbers that 100x converts into. It's things to think about. And again, the longer I'm in this space, the more I am convinced that this is happening. This is the greatest transformation of wealth in human history, and that we all need to be a part of it. As a matter of fact, we owe it to ourselves to be a part of it, for empowering ourselves, empowering others, and finally getting our own relationship back with money. So again, I want to go to questions to you right now. I'm going to come back. We got 2 more sections. I want to talk to you about discipline, how not to be emotional, and how to take gains during the rally. I want to get questions from you. I also want to go to our Zoom audience. So if you're on Zoom with me right now, turn your cameras on, because I want to give you a shout out real quick. Questions for everybody right now. How much money have you made in the recent crypto rally? Give me a number. Come on. $100, $1,000, $1 million, $10 million. I've heard it all. Are you an emotional trader, and does it hurt your profits? And tell me how. Be honest. Third, tell me, are you a hodler or are you a winner? Do you really think in a volatile market that is trending upwards that you can't make 10 times more money trading it than hodling it? That's my question for you. It's a very important question. 4, have you taken profits during this rally? Why or why not? And finally, tell me, would you like to learn from me how to profit from trading DeFi and crypto? Again, the greatest dislocation of wealth in human history. Leave me your questions right now. Going to check them. Again, looking for people on Instagram, on YouTube. They're all coming in right now. I got Indigo here on Instagram that says, how has Dan Pena impacted and changed your life? Great question. I actually saw Dan for dinner on Sunday. Happy birthday to Dan. He's turned 76 years old yesterday. And, Dan's got another 76 years left in him. He's been mentoring me for about 7.5 years. So many ways Dan has impacted my life. Look what I'm wearing. I mean, for God's sakes, right? Dan has really caused me to go bigger, to invest in myself, and to really go big with everything that I do. And I'm a big fan of Dan. He's an incredible mentor. And Dan has taught me to always go big, and that we can always be much bigger than we think we can be, even 1,000 times bigger. So I could tell you more stories about Dan. That's a quick answer there. I got Sabello on Instagram that says, how can you join our Market Wizards group? It's a great question, Sabello, and it's an incredible peer trading group where everyone is transparent with their positions, their profit and losses. They get mentorship and advice from me and everyone in the global community. But you have to take the DeFi Accelerator first. You have to graduate from my 4-week program, because you'll understand my protocols. You'll learn all about the history of crypto. You get your hot and cold wallets set up. You'll buy your first cryptos. You'll do your first swap on Uniswap. You'll do your liquidity pool trade. You'll know how to yield swap. You'll do trading disciplines. You'll buy your options on crypto, and you'll understand the mentality we have here inside the Academy, all the way down to mindset. We're big into mindset here, fighting resistance, taking extreme ownership, also figuring out your dysfunctional relationship with money. That's how we're able to make so much money and start our trading groups, because we're all on the same page emotionally. So to do that, you have to apply to my DeFi Accelerator. We do these periodically. We are currently taking applications for our 3rd accelerator. I'm teaching the 2nd one now. Again, these are oversubscribed, getting thousands of applications for these. But if you want, go to londonreal.tv/DeFi, DEFI. I'm always looking for unique individuals. And it's not always the people that bring, $10 million of trading capital to the portfolio, or bring their own DApp to the portfolio. Sometimes it's just people that have great energy and are super excited and represent a demographic that I don't have. I had a 21-year-old girl from Toronto in our last course who'd never traded before. And I thought it was an incredible opportunity for us to take someone up the learning curve and see if we could bring her into the community, which we did. So again, apply now. Super excited. Amazing stuff. I got Caution UG on Instagram that says simply, quote, this is amazing. Great stuff and great to have you here. We're pretty excited. I got Golo Flix on Zoom. What's up, Golo Flix? Good to see you here. Who asked, quote, how to join the Academy as a corporation. Great question. If you apply at londonreal.tv/DeFi and tell us that you're applying as a corporation, one of my team will reach out to you. We've already had multiple companies asking us if we can do a training for 10 of their employees or 20 of their employees. So we're answering those questions right now. The industry has already recognized.
To continue watching the rest of the episode for free,
visit our website londonreal.tv or click the link in the description below.